Greetings, fellow mortals. Just a reminder, saying it's just my opinion is for cowards. Please disagree with me. I am begging you. There's no denying that we live in the age of the internet. Everything is digital now, and I don't particularly see things going back to how they were before. In some ways, that's a good thing. There are plenty of artists, musicians, and writers that I never would have discovered without the internet. Instant connection across the globe has made being independent not only a viable option, but one that has just as much of a chance of success as going mainstream. Honestly, just look at all of the people who failed trying to go to Hollywood. The odds are worse than 1 to 100 against you. So I won't dare be a doomer and say that everything about this age is terrible. But there are negatives, especially when every single copy of every single piece of art is eventually going to be online exclusively. There is still physical media, but it is a dying breed. You can feel it steadily inching closer to extinction every single year. Perhaps it's simple evolution. After all, even I tend to go digital with movies, shows, and games, but never my books. I do not care. I cannot do ebooks. It doesn't matter how much easier it is to store and carry around. I cannot do Kindles. It feels wrong to not have the weight of the novel in my hands, the scent of paper and ink drifting into my nostrils. It's not reading if I do not have that experience.
Tight, yeah!
Of course, I cannot deny the positives. I have so much more room around the house. Cabinets are cleared. I can stream whatever I want, wherever I want most of the time. Or at least download stuff before I leave for a long trip. Not to mention that it's better for the environment, which I do care about no matter what you might think. I just want people to get out of the damn roads and to stop attacking old pieces of art. Seriously, people, go to the oil corpos and protest there. That will do 500 times more good than stopping a truck driver from doing his job or erasing a masterpiece from history, you filthy animals. There are undeniable conveniences by going digital, but there are plenty of undeniable downsides as well. At any time, every single company can decide that a single piece of art should not exist. It would be purged from the internet. Do you remember what happened to Alex Jones? Oh, love of storytelling, you're going to defend Alex Jones now? No, I think he's a moron, but I still hate censorship. I think mocking him as a lolcow would have been a lot more effective than making him disappear. But whatever, I'm more focused on the fact that he was erased from the internet simultaneously by every corpo at the exact same time. If they can do this to a person, imagine what they can do to any piece of art that ever existed. I don't know about you, but that level of power is scary to me. Of course, it happened to the most extreme of the extreme, but it started a precedent. A lot of comedians get under fire for jokes. Old pieces of film are called problematic. Many paintings are called offensive throughout history. Imagine if the Catholic Church had this much power back in the Dark Ages. Well, they kind of did. That was why it was called the Dark Ages. A massive collection of organizations held control over everything, including the government, and put an end to creativity and scientific advancement. I wonder why I'm worried about this corpo nonsense. What if a specific joke is considered offensive and the corpos decide that a comedian can't be online anymore? Poof, gone. Especially if Spotify forbids Joe Rogan from talking with them. Same thing with a piece of art. Even if it's adult content, that doesn't mean that it should be erased. There is a place for it, or shows, or movies, or games that we have paid actual money to own and enjoy. Don't forget that Sony erased movies from their libraries despite the fact that people paid actual money for them. And there were talks of Ubisoft doing the same. The companies can just steal from you without any consequences whatsoever. Isn't that nice?
After all, why not? Why shouldn't I keep it?
Recently, there was a scare of HBO Max pulling The Watchmen show from the streaming service. Now, I don't like that show. I thought it was nonsensical, unnecessary, and didn't fit well with the comics at all, but that doesn't mean that I want it erased. There isn't any other way to watch it but on the streaming service, and Warner Brothers Discovery has been known to erase things. Just look at the Batgirl movie and the Roadrunner film. They just took something that they made and threw it away. What, you own it? I get tax write-offs, but still, you don't have to outright erase it. You could just save it as a hidden gem for later or something equally stupid. And while HBO is the dumbest streaming service, I could see other companies doing something stupid like this too. How many shows does Netflix cancel each year? What's to stop them from just deleting them outright? Same thing with Hulu, Paramount Plus, Peacock, and oh God, there's a lot of these. Why are there so many streaming services? Why is everything divided up like this? Why is every single one becoming so expensive? God, it's like they're begging people to Jack Sparrow their content.
Do what you want, 'cause a pirate is free. You are a pirate.
With no physical media and the precedent of erasing and stealing things out there already, there's not a whole lot that people can do other than get things through less legal means. Even with video games, how many Nintendo games are lost because they're not ported? You mean that I can't play the old Fire Emblem games unless I get the old system that still somehow works and track down the individual games themselves? And you won't sell them through legal means on the Switch, but people are still mad because of emulating? How in the high hell does that work out logically? And the company doesn't even have to outright steal anything. We already have accepted a world where video games can be altered at a moment's notice. There are even day one patches. We don't see the product in its complete form until years after its release. Different version after different version. What's to stop a company from doing the exact same thing with a movie or a show or any piece of art ever? Even with books, you could go from one moment seeing one sentence to refreshing and seeing another sentence, and it feels like you're being gaslighted. There could be small changes over time until it fits what is currently accepted, and that could happen year after year after year until it is an entirely new piece of entertainment, not even resembling what it was before, and you wouldn't even know about it until it was too late. It would be like the changes to the OG Star Wars films, all of which made the movies objectively worse. That's what happens when you start poking at things. Stories are not impenetrable walls. One change can break everything.
No, 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 no!
It is all a scary precedent. The situation has slowly progressed in a way that we will accept what is basically gaslighting. With positives come the negatives. With conveniences, we have less freedom and control. It's kind of a doomer mindset, but forgive me if I don't trust massive corporations with control over our lives to be benevolent. I believe in human innovations and artistic integrity to make the future a better place, not corpos. They're literally pretend people. I kid you not. That is how they are viewed by the law. Financially and legally, they're just imaginary friends that have real power. There needs to be some kind of safety net in place for this stuff, but I don't exactly trust the government with power over art either, because come on, you know the stupid party is going to start censoring things sooner rather than later. So, I guess all we can do is preserve physical media while we can and store OG media in the depths of the internet where people can still sail for free, take ownership and fight back while you can, until that is taken away too. I'm not going to lie, I don't have high hopes for the future of the internet. It's already a toxic waste dump as it is. But maybe we can convince Zoomers that discs are retro and cool so we can go back to that for a while. You're welcome to disagree with me. That's fine. After all, everyone is entitled to their objectively wrong opinion.
Life sucks, and then you die.
Hey, do you like stories about an interconnected world? Then consider giving my LPCO books a try. They are all connected in some way, but you can jump in at any point, unless it's a series. Then you have to start at the beginning. But I got 3 books out right now and 3 coming next year. You will not have to wait long for content. Either way, thank you. I appreciate you. do not despair.